Welcome back to Investing Talk Podcast. Today we're looking at Arqit Quantum. They're a fascinating player in the world of quantum encryption and cybersecurity.
Yeah,
And they've been generating quite a buzz in the market lately.
absolutely.
And, we're here to kind of help you understand why.
Yeah, that's right. I think one of the things that makes Arqit particularly interesting is that they're, operating in a space that's rapidly gaining importance.
Yeah.
I mean, as we move closer and closer to this future where quantum computing is going to be more and more commonplace,
Right.
the need for robust cybersecurity is going to be absolutely critical.
Yeah, you're right. The stakes are high, and especially when we think about all the ways that, we rely on secure data
Yeah,
in almost every aspect of our lives.
it's everything.
So let's unpack this.
Yeah,
Maybe starting with Arqit's recent stock performance.
sure.
So Arqit trades under the ticker symbol ARQQ.
Mm-hmm.
They closed at $42.37 on December 30th, 2024.
Wow.
It's been a wild ride for them recently,
Yeah.
reaching a high of $52.79 just a few days ago.
That's right.
What do you make of this volatility?
Well, I think you hit the nail on the head when you said wild ride.
Yeah.
It's definitely a volatile stock.
Yeah.
A beta of 2.5 certainly indicates a higher level of risk.
Okay.
So this is not a stock for the faint of heart.
Right.
The price swings, as you pointed out, can be pretty dramatic.
Yeah.
It's interesting to note that maybe their recent earnings report might shed some light on these fluctuations.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So let's dive into those earnings.
Okay.
What stood out to you?
Well, on the surface, their revenue actually declined in fiscal year 2024.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it went from $640,000 to $293,000.
Ah.
So that might seem a little alarming at first glance.
Yeah, it does raise some eyebrows, I think, for sure.
Yeah.
So what's the story behind that decline?
Well, it's not as simple as it seems.
Okay.
This drop is actually attributed to a strategic shift in their business model. They are moving away from one-time sales
Okay.
and focusing on building a recurring revenue stream through what they call operational licenses.
So instead of like individual purchases, they're aiming for more of a subscription-based model,
That's exactly right.
kind of like the software as a service approach,
Yeah,
but for quantum encryption.
you got it.
Okay.
And what's even more interesting is that a lot of analysts are actually bullish on this move.
Really?
Yeah, for example, H.C. Wainwright raised their price target to $27,
Wow.
anticipating some pretty robust future revenue from these recurring subscriptions.
That's a pretty big vote of confidence from the analysts.
Yeah, it is.
So now let's shift gears a little bit and talk about the heart of it all,
Okay.
quantum encryption.
Sure.
Why is this technology such a potential game changer,
Oh,
especially in the context of cybersecurity?
yeah, as quantum computing technology advances, it really does pose a very serious threat to the encryption methods that we're currently using.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine a future where you have these powerful quantum computers
Yeah.
that can crack the codes that protect everything from, our bank accounts to national security secrets.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the potential threat we're facing.
It's a chilling thought.
Yeah.
So is this where Arqit kind of steps in
Yeah.
to propose a solution?
That's exactly where they step in.
Okay.
They are really at the forefront of developing these quantum-resistant encryption solutions.
Okay.
You can kind of think of it as data that's so secure that even the most sophisticated quantum computers out there can't breach it.
Wow.
That's the goal that they're striving for.
So it sounds like they're really trying to stay one step ahead of this
Yeah.
potential security crisis.
You could say that.
It's like a technological arms race against these future cyber threats.
Yeah.
Have they had any success actually implementing their solutions?
Well, they have made some significant strides recently. They managed to secure a multi-year enterprise license in the EMEA region,
Wow.
which is projected to generate millions of dollars annually.
That's a pretty impressive win.
It is.
It sounds like they're not just developing the technology,
Right.
but they're also gaining some real-world traction.
Yeah, I think that's a really important point.
Are there any other indicators of their growing presence in the market?
Absolutely. They have formed some really key strategic partnerships with some major players like Intel,
Okay.
which, that adds a lot of weight to their credibility.
Right.
And in addition to that, they've also been recognized as an IDC innovator for 2024
Wow.
in post-quantum cryptography.
That's huge.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
So those are some significant endorsements.
Yeah.
But let's zoom out for a moment
Okay.
and consider the broader landscape.
Sure.
Is Arqit the only one in this quantum computing race?
Oh, definitely not.
Okay.
You have companies like IBM
Right.
that are pouring immense resources into developing these increasingly powerful quantum computers.
Yeah.
So it's a very competitive field.
Mm.
And Arqit needs to demonstrate that its technology can not only stand its ground,
Right.
but also set itself apart from the competition.
So it's a very dynamic
Yeah.
and rapidly evolving field.
It is.
And standing still is not an option.
Nope.
So for our listeners who are thinking about maybe investing in Arqit,
Sure.
what are some of the key takeaways from this initial look?
Well, that's a great question. And it's definitely one that we want to dive into a little bit deeper in part 2 of our analysis of Arqit Quantum.
Okay, sounds good.
All right. So we've established that, Arqit's a pretty intriguing player in this quantum encryption space. But it's really crucial to carefully assess their investment potential.
Right, and like we were talking about earlier,
Yeah.
the stock's high volatility
Yeah.
definitely suggests a certain level of risk.
Absolutely.
So for someone considering adding Arqit to their portfolio, what are some of the key factors that they should be analyzing?
Well, I think understanding their transition to a subscription-based model is really paramount. I mean, this shift to operational licenses is a bold move. And, we actually did some analysis of similar transitions in the software industry. And historically, the success rate for this kind of shift is only about 30%.
Wow. That's a surprisingly low success rate.
Yeah, it is.
So what makes Arqit think they can defy those odds?
That's the million-dollar question.
Right.
I mean, investors really need to scrutinize their quarterly reports.
Okay.
Keep a close eye on, the number of licenses that they're selling, how their revenue projections are shaping up.
Okay.
Really dig into the details.
So beyond the financials, what other aspects should potential investors be considering?
Well, the competitive landscape is crucial.
Okay.
We talked about how you have these industry giants like IBM that are really investing heavily in quantum computing.
Yeah.
So Arqit needs to showcase not only, the effectiveness of their technology, but what makes them stand out from the crowd.
Right.
Are they truly offering something that is unique and superior?
So investors should really be tracking their research and development efforts.
Absolutely.
Any strategic partnerships they're forming.
Yep.
And of course, any groundbreaking technological advancements
For sure.
that they might be announcing.
Yeah, and let's not forget about the broader market trends, too.
Right.
The speed at which these quantum-safe solutions are adopted is going to have a significant impact on Arqit's future.
That makes sense. Factors like government regulations, industry standards, even the pace of quantum computing advancements are all going to come into play.
It's a complex and interconnected ecosystem.
Right.
So that's why, doing your homework, thorough research is absolutely essential.
Yeah, you don't want to just jump into an investment.
Right.
Because, quantum sounds trendy.
It's a buzzword.
Right.
But you got to look beyond that.
That's sound advice for any investment, really.
It is.
Speaking of research, where can our listeners go to learn more about Arqit and this whole quantum encryption landscape?
Well, I think a good starting point is Arqit's own website and their investor relations materials. You'll find, some in-depth information there about their technology, their financial performance, their plans for the future.
Okay.
But, don't stop there.
Right.
There's a wealth of information available online.
You're talking about things like industry reports, analyst opinions, news articles covering the latest developments in quantum computing.
Exactly.
Okay.
And remember, this is a rapidly evolving field.
Yeah.
So staying up to date is absolutely crucial.
Right. You don't want to be basing your investment decisions on outdated information.
That's it.
This is where I think following reputable sources
and
engaging in discussions with other investors
for sure
can really be invaluable.
Absolutely.
Getting different perspectives and forming your own well-informed opinion.
That's key.
Okay, so we've talked a lot about the potential risks and the importance of doing your research.
Yeah.
But let's not lose sight of the potential upside here.
Right.
What could the future hold for Arqit?
Well,
if they successfully execute their strategy?
If quantum computing becomes as transformative as many people are predicting, the demand for these quantum-safe solutions could absolutely skyrocket.
And Arqit, with its, laser focus on this particular niche, could really be positioned to capitalize on that surge in demand.
They could. And, you know, imagine a future where you have governments, corporations, even individuals relying on Arqit's technology to safeguard their most sensitive data from these emerging quantum threats.
They could become like the leading provider of quantum encryption.
Potentially, yeah.
Right. Securing a substantial market share.
Yeah.
And, you know, consequently experiencing a significant boost in their stock value.
It's certainly a possibility.
Right.
But it's important to remember this is all speculative.
Right.
Investing in cutting-edge technologies always comes with a degree of uncertainty.
Right. It's all about carefully weighing those potential rewards against the inherent risks.
Exactly.
Okay, so that kind of brings us back to this big question.
Yeah.
Is Arqit a buy, a hold, or a pass?
Well, unfortunately, you know, we can't provide financial advice.
Right. We're not financial advisors.
We're not.
And every investment decision should be made with careful consideration of your own individual financial goals and risk tolerance.
That's right.
But we can offer some guidance, I think, on how to approach this decision.
Yeah.
So, you know, start by revisiting some of those key takeaways from our discussion.
Yeah.
How comfortable are you with high-risk investments?
That's a good question to ask yourself.
Right. And how does Arqit's transition to this subscription model with, you know, its somewhat uncertain success rate factor into your assessment?
Right. And then, you know, take a closer look at their financials.
Okay.
Are their revenue projections convincing to you? Do their partnerships and technological advancements give you confidence in their long-term viability?
Okay.
And then think about the competitive landscape.
Right.
Do you believe that Arqit can really differentiate itself and thrive amidst, you know, these giants like IBM?
And finally, don't underestimate the power of your own research.
Yeah. Do your homework.
Right.
Explore those resources that we mentioned earlier. Really delve deeper into the world of quantum encryption.
Yeah.
And form your own informed opinion about Arqit's potential.
Right, because the quantum computing revolution is really just beginning. And there's a lot of ground yet to be covered.
Absolutely.
And the decisions that you make today could have a significant impact on your portfolio tomorrow.
So weigh the risks and the rewards carefully.
Yeah.
Consider your own personal investment strategy and ultimately trust your gut.
Okay, great. So as we wrap up our analysis here, let's turn our attention to you, the investor.
That's right. You know, we've given you a lot to consider, I think, about Arqit and the broader quantum computing landscape.
Right.
So now it's really about, you know, what does this all mean for your portfolio?
Exactly. We've talked about, you know, the inherent risks, particularly the volatility of their stock.
Yeah.
But we've also highlighted some of the potential rewards.
For sure.
If they can really manage to secure a leading position in this kind of burgeoning market.
Yeah. So where do you go from here?
Right.
I think first and foremost, you got to remember that, you know, we can't give financial advice.
That's right. We're not financial advisors.
We're not.
Every investment decision should be made with careful consideration of your own, you know, individual financial goals.
Absolutely.
And risk tolerance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we can offer some guidance, I think, on how to approach this decision.
All right. So what do you got?
Well, start by, you know, revisiting some of the key takeaways from our discussion.
Okay.
How comfortable are you with these high-risk investments?
Right. And how does Arqit's transition to this subscription model with its, you know, somewhat uncertain success rate?
Yeah.
How does that kind of factor into your assessment?
That's a good point. And then, you know, take a closer look at their financials. Are their revenue projections convincing to you?
Right.
Do their partnerships and technological advancements give you confidence in their long-term viability?
Okay. And then consider, you know, that competitive landscape.
Yeah.
Do you believe that they can truly differentiate themselves and thrive amidst, you know, these giants like IBM?
Right.
And then finally, don't underestimate the power of your own research.
Yeah. Do your homework.
Explore those resources that we've talked about.
For sure.
Delve deeper into the world of quantum encryption and form your own informed opinion about Arqit's potential.
Right, because this quantum computing revolution is really just beginning.
It is.
And there's a lot of ground yet to be covered.
Absolutely.
The decisions that you make today could have a significant impact on your portfolio tomorrow.
So weigh the risks and rewards carefully. Consider your own investment strategy.
Absolutely.
And ultimately trust your gut.
Trust your gut.
All right. Well, hey.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning into Investing Talk Podcast.
Thanks for having me.
we hope this analysis has really equipped you with the insights you need to make those informed investment decisions in this limited, really exciting and rapidly evolving technological landscape.
For sure.
Don't forget to subscribe, share this episode with your fellow investors.
Yes.
And let us know your thoughts in the comments below.
Absolutely. We love hearing from you.
Until next time, happy investing.
Happy investing.